Maybe I was wrong.
Okay.
I thought we were going after Strisansa.
That's what I voted.
Alright.
Since some vile little Ventru is opposed to going in the sewers.
Well, the sewers is nasty.
Yeah, but you're not a Toreador.
I am.
Yeah, true. I would understand Lara's objections, but not yours.
I like magic.
So, Chad,
Yeah.
your Discord source.
What?
Your Discord source on your
I keep forgetting to do that. Well, it just mutes everything. Yeah, I forget. I keep forgetting about it. No. That requires me doing voice meter and fixing it and setting it all up and shit. Which I really need to do. Which I really need to do that too. Okay. Not really. I have more prior stuff to do, but I'm going to go. I'll be right back. It would help if I turned my mic back on, yeah? Oh. Alright, okay. Oh, we are live. What? Reload? Look at that beautiful beard, though. It's a beautiful beard. No, that's Derek with the neck beard. Yeah. But I have a bigger beard. Oh. Ralph is laying over yonder. Hello, Mr. Penguin.
I hope Ralph's going to make an appearance at some point.
I'm sure he will.
Yay!
Yeah. Turn that down a little bit.
Ha ha ha. Because tonight we start at the manor.
We do.
And
Yes, we do.
So none of us have actually seen each other since we fed, have we? Except the people who went to the club together.
You would have seen each other, yes. We're starting 1 week later, after
Oh,
the
yeah,
events
totally.
of last week. So yes, you would have totally seen each other. The other thing is, Michael, I know that we're supposed to do a seed for your familias, but I think it's just going to be easier if you tell me how you get it.
I'm assuming I would just arrange it with one of my contacts in the. I still have 2 points of criminal contacts. Would that be enough to get something like?
It would not be enough to like get someone to bring you a familius, unfortunately.
Suppose I could break into a zoo.
Like, they can do something like useful for you, so if your familius needed medical treatment, they could like get a veterinarian, or if you were trying to find a small-time gun stealer, they could easily go do that for you. But like, we're probably looking, I don't even think a criminal
beautiful
contact
bald head.
could be able to get that for you. I don't know if they would.
You not seen
Resources or-
the tiger documentary on Netflix?
I have not watched it, no.
I think there's a lot of overlap between the criminal underground and people who like big cat.
That's fair. That is very fair. But yeah, just pretty much tell me how you get it. Like at the end of the day, you have that sheet saved because I can't.
Yeah, squeaky
If you
chair.
don't have it saved, I'll reshare it to you. But I can't add it to a combat tracker right now.
I do have it saved.
Okay, cool.
Cool.
So,
That being said, I can't add the 2 points of health that it should get from the virtue of my fortitude.
from your virtue of your fortitude. Oh, I
Oh,
already account for that.
I don't know. How are we looking?
I
We
may
could,
have already accounted for
move this over a little bit.
Okay, I just figured you gave it health equal
Ah.
to its physical.
I did.
That looks a little bit better. Maybe. Bueller.
I reshared.
Yeah, I think at some point, John was probably, just decided he wanted to be among wild things. So he broke into a zoo at night. He was just looking around, finally went by the big cats, and kind of just connected with one of them on kind of a, kind of emotional level, or what counts for an emotional level for vampires.
Mhm.
And was like, yeah, no, you're coming home with me.
Very predator to predator.
Yes.
Yeah, one day he just shows up with a giant, basically a jaguar.
Oh,
So,
I want to pet him.
bonding you wanna pet the kitty?
Yes.
Have you named the kitty?
I will think on that.
Okay.
But since I mostly communicate with him on a very animal level, names are kind of not that relevant. We kind of communicate on a scent level.
And do you have feral whispers? Just so I know.
I do not have feral whispers yet.
Perfect.
So I believe I actually have to do a check to command it to do complex things. Is that right?
Yes. To do anything. To do basic commands, it's difficulty 2, charisma plus animal kin. And the difficulty rises for more complex commands. I'll give you most things like come here or attack that guy.
I was thinking mostly would it defend me on instinct? So if it saw something trying to attack me, would it defend me on instinct
Would not.
due to the blood?
It would not.
Okay.
I mean, let me double check. Forming a mentally
He's
linked
super
so as
close
use
to-
of other animalism power.
He's like
Plus, power
super
alone
close
does
right
not
now.
allow two-way communication. It can follow simple verbal instructions such as stay or come here. It attacks in defense of itself and its master. So yes, it would protect you.
Cool.
I've I'm going to be completely honest to you and everyone else on stream. I have never used animalism as a discipline. I have no idea what it does. So
We
we
will
gonna find
learn
out
together.
today.
It happens.
So we gonna find out.
Oops. I don't want to. I want to open it.
All right.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna give a couple more minutes. Anyone else do anything fun this week, or anything like that?
I do believe I went over with you in DMs.
Yes, yes you did. And can you give me... I have to find things now, because Chad, we talk too much.
We do. I talk to you more than my wife sometimes.
That's a problem.
Poor me. Or was it leukemia? I'm not sure.
Okay, you still have some questions to give me on that.
Oh, I did forget
Because
about
you
that.
haven't done that.
I did forget about that. Shit.
Derek, do you need any roles for what we went over?
With... I don't know.
He doesn't remember.
I don't know yet. That was like 30 minutes ago, and I was just like, oh god, what am I doing? What are we doing with that? Oh, Baby Driver, that's a great movie. Good job.
I know.
Good reference.
I know we're going to be doing the like vocal shit in the future, but
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
get more towards that at a later date. Sheep, what have you been up to this week?
Making friends with some toreadors to volunteer and getting the hang of modern technology.
What the
and
fuck's your name?
language and all that stuff. Getting up
Perfect.
to speed pretty much.
Okay. Jump to present here. Yes, and we'll get to that part when the time comes. Oh, you're trying to find her like now.
Well, just
Like
prior.
over the week.
Right, over the week.
Give me wits plus streetwise.
Oh, fuck. In the open?
In the open is fine, yeah. Tower or
Check.
open doesn't really matter.
is Chad trying to find out who that voice is?
Chad knows who the voice is.
Hmm.
Ooh,
Over
that-
your over this week of searching, you don't quite come across her. You don't find her.
balls.
Balls. But she may turn up later. Who knows?
Me.
Okay. So, Derek.
So I keep looking
Dr. Slash
at the
new
camera.
desire is going to be find out
I look over that
who
way
is
because that's
crouching on the
where
territory.
our cameras are set up,
Right.
or his camera's set up, so I can look at him as he's
Perfect.
talking.
That is a great desire.
Shut up, Max. That's for you.
So we have a new desire there. We have... Mara has changed her desire.
Yeah, I already did that end of last week.
Wonderful.
I'm not sure if that's like difficult enough or I don't know.
No, that's totally fine. Desires are short-term goals. They're totally...
Fucking asshole. We can get. Maybe Ralph will come over here. Ralph.
That's a facial expression right there.
Yes, it is.
That was
Indeed.
Chad DMing me.
Yes, it was.
There were like short-term easy goals like that are totally fine. You know, it's one of those things where it's just something that you're trying to do. Now, John, I will say that your current desire is a little bit long-term.
Yeah, that's why I like him too, Max. Because now
I can imagine that.
We know
might be
who's
the
who.
case,
Yeah.
but-
So,
next week
as
we'll
long
probably
as
have
you're
another
making
person.
Yeah, I mean, it's not as long term as his ambition might be.
We'll probably have another one
But,
next week.
Mm, It might be.
Well, I mean, you already know what I look like. Is it
Que
you?
sera, sera.
It's just
Okay.
down to the fact that whether you
No,
need
it's
to
not you.
heal willpower or not.
Yeah, exactly.
You're an ugly.
Well, let's hope I don't need to then.
Only if you have Kike.
All right, getting into the next part and the easy things.
Sad.
Feeding this week.
He wants to be
How
back.
has that been?
You tell me.
I don't know. How has that been?
Feeding has been very plentiful for the Doctor, as he has been going out around the clubs, trying to find out who is encroaching on the territory, and if he finds anyone suspect, he's been feeding off them.
Okay. Have you? I'm basically asking if you guys have killed anyone. And are you at?
I would say that Dr. Schlaff has killed one person during the week.
All right. We'll say you're at Hunger Zero for the start of the evening, before we wake up. And Lara, what about you?
Nah, not gonna happen.
Okay, fair enough.
John killed like a 20-something banker he found downtown at one point. On I think he was on a stag do or something.
Yeah.
Doesn't really matter.
You shot a dude in the stomach, so that was fun.
Oh, he shouldn't have been struggling. I don't know why.
It is what it is.
And,
Okay.
and
I
Zach.
love those.
Go ahead, James.
I was just going to say, you've got to love those messy criticals.
Yes, messy criticals. Beautiful, beautiful things. Okay, so first things first, before we get started, can I have each of you make a rouse check
Fuck.
to see if we get hungrier as this day increases?
Damn it! I'm hungry. Fuck.
Zachariah
Damn it!
and Lara both start at some extra hunger there.
It's just hunger one. It's okay.
Yeah, the beast comes gnawing back this
Fuck.
evening, as it always does. Some things never change in the world of Kindred. Now, if any of you have superficial health damage, you can feel free to heal that by rousing the blood if you'd like. It will take some hunger checks though, so
I believe I'm good.
you can do that at any time. You don't have to do
No.
it now, just once per turn.
I am good. No, we just want our willpower.
All right, so tonight we begin. Wonderful. We begin in Lothcroft Manor, which is the family home of one Charles Delaney, the sire to our good friend Dr. Albert Schloff here. Dr. Schloff,
Hello.
you have been up to.
I have been
some
replying to your
interesting
messages, Max.
Let me change my own lighting here. You have been up to testing out the drug markets and these things. Have any of you been keeping up with the local news?
I did.
Yes.
Wonderful. So, Lara, Zachariah, over the week, you guys would have seen a few interesting news stories. The first being about the discovery of a body in an alley.
Oi, John, did you see this?
Single gunshot wound to the stomach. Buried in an alley under some trash. He had quite over the legal limit of alcohol in his blood, and by all accounts there were some witnesses and bystanders who saw the man get shot. The other man picked him up, took him into an alleyway, and then disappeared.
Fancy.
Not news to you. Good job.
Are any of us aware that John did this, or has he not told anyone?
I don't know. Have you told them?
Did anyone ask?
Nobody wanted to know how your feeding went, I do believe.
Yeah, then nobody heard. John's not especially. He's not an oversharer, shall we?
Mhm.
Yeah, that's why we asked John if he read this in the paper.
John just gives Laura eyes like, what do you mean? Like, keep killing people. I've been asleep for 70 years. I haven't killed anybody in like 70 years.
No, you did.
It happens.
Now, the other news story of interest is, well, there were three.
Ib.
You see video footage of helicopters approaching the top of the Shard. There are clearly men breaking through the windows, and the voiceover of the woman, of the news reporter.
Was
And
warmer
this
here
is
today.
footage we have seen this week. There was apparently some sort of terrorist attack. Rebuilding goes well in the Shard. We know it was just constructed a few months ago, so we are so happy to see our wonderful monuments getting back to good condition, and we wish health and prosperity and good thoughts to all of those who lost someone in that terrible event. There was also, and the scene pans and changes, and you see a black SUV, much like the one you were in, skid away, hit a cement barrier, and continue moving down and off into the streets of London. There was also an SUV. The SUV has been recovered. It was found about 20 minutes away. But we still do not have any details on what that location was. And now we turn it back over, and
Back to you, John.
Things being said, it's actually a pretty slow night for London, isn't it?
That was awfully dismissive for a terrorist attack.
Would we have any idea about like all this? Have any of us done any studying of the history of what's been going on in London since we've been in torpor? Like, do we know anything about the tube bombings and all that?
Ooh, I don't.
you
think
let
so.
me know. Have you done any?
I-
I believe Laura would have.
Yeah, I've done a lot of research.
Yeah, probably John, not so much.
John, not so much.
I talked to a couple of people that I've met over the week.
Yes, one would have been able to give you much of this information.
Yes,
And
because
Don't
we
know
are
about you.
bads.
The Doctor is still not sold on this whole coloured TV thing and tries not to watch it when possible. Does, however, listen to the radio a fair bit. That's what he used to back in his time.
Yeah. Perfect. But you guys begin the evening otherwise totally fine after seeing some news stories that depict some recent events that happened.
Did the newscaster mention anything about how the person seemed to have been killed, other than a gunshot wound?
Just a single gunshot wound.
Okay.
Looks like they bled out.
He's old.
He sure did.
Something like that.
Are you asking me?
Why would we be asking you, John? Do you know something about this?
Oh, the bloke in the alley?
Yes.
Yeah, that's me that done that.
You?
Yeah, I wasn't quite in my right mind, was I?
Ah, yes, I understand. What a hungry man can do.
Anyway, I was trying to get him to just come to the alley. I'm just going to feed from him. Nothing big deal. Dude tripped while I was trying to bring him over. Had the gun up. hit the gun. Gun went off. At that point, I was like, well, fuck it. You're going to die anyway.
Well, not you.
Because you're scary when you're hungry.
I'm scary when I ain't hungry, too. Remember it.
No, you aren't.
It's alright, John. It's okay. It's okay for me.
Nothing scares our dear Lara here.
John's full on, like, stroking his familiars, you know, the underneath the ears as he's glaring back at Lara.
Out of interest, John, where did that creature come from?
Stroking his
I
kitty.
told you when I got him from the zoo, didn't I?
Ziggy.
Surprised that wasn't in the news.
Come here, Ziggy.
Ah, yes. If a big cat goes missing from the zoo, maybe we shall see it in the following days.
He's a good one now, isn't he? Look at him! Start scratching under the chin.
What's his
Does-
name? Give us his name.
It purrs.
Names? Do you think cats have names? I
Of
don't really
course.
understand much about it.
Of course they
Nah,
have
humans
names.
give cats names. Cats don't have names.
Well,
Cat's
his
got smells.
his name
You want to
could
know his name? Sniff his ass.
his name could be Meow.
His name is Sniffy.
Ah, fuck
Oh.
all you.
So, does the asking out of character, is the cat friendly to the entire coterie?
That is a John question.
That is what I was asking, John.
Okay.
He tends to reflect my mood kind of instinctively. He's got his own personality, so like, but he reflects my personality. So if I'm like in a playful, you know, joshing mood, he's just chilled out. But if I get really agitated, he gets a little bit more like, you know, cats get when another big
Yeah.
cat enters their space.
I would love to see how John looks at Zack if he calls him Fluffy.
John or Zachariah calls him Fluffy.
John just he's not giving you guys the time of day. He's not letting you guys wind his back up. He's really happy to have a new friend who like gets him on a level that no kindred that he's ever met seem to be able to get him on. So he's just kind of enjoying. This is like the honeymoon relationship.
The doctor would like to tickle the cat under its chin.
You do. You do so.
Excellent.
I won't even try.
Ah, yes, John. He is a fine specimen. Beautiful creature.
And I'll ask John, does he like to eat meat?
The cats like to eat meat. Are you really asking me that, Zach?
Yes, I am.
It's gotta eat cabbage or what?
I know you've been asleep for 70 years, but your head's still on. Don't ask stupid questions. Come on, John. I mean,
No,
oh,
John.
fuck.
So Zachariah will walk off into the kitchen, searching for like a steak or something, like raw.
I mean, all of these things
I want to give the
All
kitty
these things-
steak.
easily found. Would
Thank you
there
for
be-
the Phalos
would
Cortus
there
mess.
be like steak or things
Welcome.
around for the hired help that
There are
Sire might have for the ghouls?
there are quite a few ghouls that live in house, so there will be a good array of food
Oh
available.
shit! It'd be nice if I fixed the camera. So yeah, I come back with some steak and toss it to Fluffy.
John's long-term plans are to get some goats on the property. Just to also clear the hedges, to keep the hedge line, you know, under control, and then every so
Fair enough.
Sounds good to me.
us goats is good animals.
Good
I
milk.
like goats.
Yeah, good milk.
And you also have acquired one
Ib.
clay seal.
Oh. Ib.
I
have
would suggest
my
that we put
Loenta.
this in the vault.
In which vault?
Yeah, fix this
Well,
camera.
we have a security system as part of the manor, so I would assume there is going to be a vault in there somewhere where we keep important things.
There we go. That looks better.
Yes. So, yes.
So, here's a question as well. Would
The sound is
would something
garbled.
that's biometric respond to Kindred?
Yes, this is
No.
Fantasy Grounds.
Okay.
I did not
Nothing
know
that's
that it sounds garbled.
retina
I
scans either. We don't-
just started using
I mean, you
cameras
have
today,
retinas and stuff like that. I mean, I
so it
suppose.
could be one of the issues.
You could. It'd be strange.
I would say it's going to be a keypad.
Fingerprint readers and things like that, probably not.
But yeah, this is Fantasy Grounds.
John's going to suggest that we get one of those
Yeah.
redundancy systems where
And the
it requires
recording will be
two
on
of the
YouTube.
four of us to be present in order to
Right.
go into the vault.
I agree. That's a good idea.
So apparently the sound is garbled in Twitch.
Oh, strange.
Agreed.
It's not though. It's fine.
Is it fine?
It seems okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Seems okay on my end. I just unmuted. But wow. So
Sorry for the interrupt. Are you hearing me fine? All right, cool. Thank you,
yes,
Critical.
you would be able to put it into some sort of vault or seal or wall safe. Anything that works off of thermals.
It's
So
garbled.
like fingerprint readers and stuff like that work off of like some sort of general heat source for the most part.
And it could be because I do have
So anything
Spotify
that works
running in
off
the
like
background.
that would not function
so I'll
for
cut that
a
down.
Kindred. Your bodies don't give off heat; they
Mhm.
are cold to the touch. Retina scanners probably would be fine.
That being said, I think they actually do track the pattern of blood vessels in the back of the eye.
Exactly.
I just now realized why we have flip phones and not smartphones.
Uh-huh.
Because
I mean, you can.
why doesn't
you
this
can use a
touchpad work?
smartphone. You can use a smartphone. Like there are styluses and there are all of these other things that let you interact with technology without
if you
touching
go down below, I just link it to you. I do have my YouTube link.
That's especially fine since none of us are La Sombra.
I can
the
send
PlayStation.
you my where is it channel?
And so you shall.
You get a PlayStation, John's gonna end up starting to play FIFA, and you're never
there you
gonna
go.
get him out.
That's my YouTube channel. There's also, Dungeons and Dragons crap on there as well. I think you should be able to.
That will
back
be
it up.
So,
Or
what
maybe
we're
not
having
since it's
then is
my
we're going to be
page.
having a
Ah,
vault
shit.
with
Let's do it
two
like this.
retina scanners on each side. So
If
two
that
of us have
doesn't
to be
work,
present
we
at
got
the same
this.
time.
And I
Yep,
mean, you
cool.
could technically have ghouls that would be able to unlock it for you
Mm-hmm.
if you are so
This-
inclined.
This,
Ghouls.
yeah, but these are the sort
Where's
of
my friend at? I'm supposed to get
objects
Eb.
we do not want anyone getting their hands on.
Yeah, that's fair.
I would say it would be only the four of us that can enter.
I mean, the whole point of having it so that it requires two of us is so that one of us can't be taken and forced to open the vault. So
Exactly.
hopefully, if there's at least two of us, we can put.
I agree. Yeah,
And you
thank
also
you.
have a
Excellent,
user
thank you, sir.
with, cloud memory as well. So just so
I
you
don't
know.
know what that. What does that mean?
Basically, you can make people forget things.
Why'd you have to say that?
So if
Like-
you know
Like
you had
Hermione
ghouls-
and her parents.
Yeah, essentially. So if you had ghouls and like things like that that were to enter the vault or open the vault, you could literally tell them the combination,
And then they forget.
cloud memory, and then do things.
And that's it.
Oh, you don't have cloud memory. That'd be
I don't.
helpful.
Do you have compel?
You have cloud memory. Show off.
I do have.
I have
Compel.
cloud memory. Yes, of course. What am I doing?
I do have.
Don't mind.
I do have compel.
I have cloud memory.
There you go.
Too much to turn up ale.
I've got 6 pips in intimidation manipulation. That's basically compel, right?
It's something like that.
I can compel people with good looks.
Oh yes, awe is a wonderful thing.
It is a wonderful
So,
thing. Thank you for the
Where
follow,
are
they
you
call me
guys
Paper.
Headed next.
Welcome to the
you know
stream.
That you have. That's a great name. You know that you have
It is.
a few options open to you, and you are free to pursue any one of them. There is the dagger in the sewers.
I think we've
Which
come
is-
to like a vast majority of people wanting to go after the silver ring.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
yeah.
John's the only holdout who kind of wants to go after the Welsh.
Hello, Fred. And hello, they
So
call me
feel free
Paper.
to
I love
talk
that name.
about that.
It's an awesome name.
If they overrule him 3-1, he'll go with what they go with. He just would rather go after a Welshman than a
That's very fair.
That's understandable.
Finished the last season. Oh, man.
Okay, so Lara,
Have you
how do
seen-
you feel about this?
Have you seen the Downton Abbey movie?
So we're going to be discussing which item we're going after next.
I fucking love
Yeah,
Downton
I'm
Abbey.
thinking the one.
Not yet. It's pretty good.
with the Tremere.
Okay, so you want to go to the silver ring from Shisensa.
Haven't realized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's gonna get
This
interesting.
is. I
That's
think
the last
I
one.
want to say our 5th episode or 6th
Unfortunately,
episode
Charles is
with
away on
Vampire.
business.
Yes.
Oh, let-
But you have.
I also do a lot of Dungeons
like
and Dragons
figuring
streaming.
out where Tree Sansa is.
But I think this is our 5th episode of Vampire.
All right. I had already given out that information. I'll say Charles was there for like one day,
Okay.
and then, like, you would have seen him, maybe been able to
Yeah,
talk to him about some of the
um,
things, but
There's a
nothing super major.
well, I got Twitter right there, but I
and
got
then went away
YouTube. I
on
guess I can
business.
put in some YouTube.
But if you asked him about Sri Sansa,
custom.
he would tell you that Sri Sansa resides in the area of Southall.
Good old Stubble.
Mm-hmm.
South
Okay.
Was he specific?
Southall. He was not specific.
Okay, so Chad, how do you feel? What do you want to go after?
Not the sewers. So
Okay,
I'm quite okay with Sri Sansa.
Okay,
Speak
I
of,
am also okay with Shisensa.
Okay. So how do you get there?
Well, we don't know where he lives, so we gotta find out.
There we
somehow.
go.
So Shisensa is not one person, just to let you know.
Hmm.
And
What do you
this
mean
should work.
there's
Yeah,
not
cool.
one person?
The channel points. Yeah, they are set up for Dungeons and
He is one
Dragons.
Yeah,
The channel
should-
points.
Shisensa's got multiple personalities.
Sorry,
Sorry, I'm just gay. I'm just joking.
have to ask the storyteller
Please excuse my.
I'm sorry. I was
about adding some things. I'm not
I was
exactly
like,
sure how he
"No,
wants to
this
work
could
with
make
them.
something here," like,
No, I was just being terribly
Well,
sarcastic.
he was
that's
talking
it.
about it.
Yeah,
I'm not
I
100%
assume
certain.
it's
though.
an Indian person based on the Shri.
Yes,
Mhm.
that's my guess
Yes.
as well.
And you would know that this area of London also houses one of the largest Punjabi populations. It is very. It is very.
You only
Very,
seem to
very,
catch
very
vampire campaign. Yeah,
Kind of like there's a.
I mean, I appreciate that too.
It's extremely
Channel
South
point.
Asian.
I would
Actually,
have
my
to
wife bought a harmonium.
talk
South
to the storyteller. I'll talk to him.
Awesome.
I'll mention to him today about it
And
after
this is
we are
actually
done.
Southall.
Oh, thank you
Very,
for the
very
sub
nice
and the
little
bell
market
roll.
area.
Thank you.
Yeah, very much so. So this main thoroughfare here
We got a
is
nice,
Broadway. Along the Broadway, you can find shops of all sorts of things.
Week
Nightlife here
coming up.
is, very, very active. There are always people up and around and about and moving. This is a very, very alive area.
Looks like it.
Your main hunt here is for Sri Sansa,
Yep.
and you have a couple of places where you might be able to start.
Just,
Ah.
I did leave my friend at home.
You know what? Laura does have a very good point there. She's learnt what,
Yeah,
maybe
I'm
like
actually
what
doing
these. So in 2012, how prominent were vocal assistants?
The main one would have been Siri, actually.
Yeah.
Siri was very prominent in
What is a
2012.
Siri?
I don't know if she was very... I don't remember how good Siri was in 2012, but...
Nothing like she is now.
Yeah.
Well, if she can't manage to Google search it, then I'm doing it myself.
Okay, so I would think that with John's revelation of how good he is at driving now, maybe John would be driving us around. Either that or we'd have one of the ghouls from the manor.
Yes.
What
Would you
is
like...
going on with that?
This is totally out of character, me flipping out, but Hazel.
Do you want the... would John want to drive, or would you guys get a ghoul from the manor?
What are you laughing at? Come on.
I mean, serious question. Would John want to drive, or would you want the ghoul from the
It's
manor?
entirely up to John.
I just want to know what the heck's going on with Chad because he's wigging me out.
Hmm.
Zachariah, would you insist that there be a ghoul from the manor?
Is that ghoul...
Yes.
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 Yes, then I would insist he drives us around.
Stop being so goddamn cryptic and fill us in.
Okay. So, as you leave the manor, get into the car, you notice the driver is one that you have not seen before, Dr. Schloff. You probably have never met this woman before in your life. And you see a
Ib.
thinner Caucasian woman, long dark hair, black, midnight black, pulled back into a very tight ponytail. She is wearing sensible yet very tactical black outfit. And she has a very serious demeanor as she sits in the driver's seat of the car and looks forward. As you approach, get in the car, she turns over, nods once to Zachariah, and says, "Where are we going?"
Good evening, Ib.
Who is this person, Zach?
Eve.
Ib. Good evening, Ib.
I get in the passenger seat next to her because I'm prepared to take over the wheel should something happen.
Zach, who is this person?
This is our driver for the evening. A friend of mine's. This is Ebe, one of her ghouls.
I don't seem to have seen her around the manor before.
You have not. She is a recent join.
Indeed, you have not seen her around, and she also has an American accent.
It is very safe, yes. She does. No, Laura, I picked her up. A friend of mine sent her to accompany us in our journey with some help.
The doctor is whispering to Zach, "Is she to be trusted?"
She is, yes.
Is she your ghoul, or is she just an associate?
She's an associate. She is not my ghoul.
Well, if you trust her, then I trust her. Let's be going.
We all know Eve and exactly. Eve.
Before we go, why do you trust her?
Because I trust the person who she has come from.
Who is whom? Who they come from?
This lady named... she is a prince in Mexico, actually. Mexico City.
Okay, we'll see how things go for now, but I mean, I don't like you making choices like this without cutting us all into the decision-making process.
She...
we've got a lot on the line.
We can always have her stay back if you wish. I do trust her. She's a very good driver and very loyal.
Yeah, let's see how she drives then.
So,
If anything gets hairy, though, I'm kicking her off and taking the wheel.
Ebe!
I've been practicing. It's not going to happen like last time. Don't you look at me like that, Zach.
Zach is giving him the really look.
Okay, so answering out of question, did Lara find anything on Google?
Yes. So picking up, going on Google, you find a few references to the name Sri Sansa. However, they all seem to be ads for some sort of fortune teller or guru or someone with kind of occult ties.
I check
Ooh.
out the addresses on those ads.
Sure. You see a few There is no like stable address. You see a few different ones.
This
It
one
looks
in
like
Southall?
all of them are in South Hall, actually.
Ah, convenient.
Yeah, all
Uh.
of them are in the suburb.
So do we believe that this Sri Sansa is the one we're looking for?
Ebe.
I don't know, but there is also a phone number there.
Oh, there is.
Okay, so let's leave that to our technical whiz kid.
Is the phone number the same for all three ads?
The phone number is the same. Yes.
Okay, then I call that number.
All right. So, using your phone, calling the number that is listed. You get a voicemail
Sad.
as you do so.
We don't want voice.
There are 4 rings, and there is a recorded message that pipes up with the voice of a man with a British accent. Probably sounds to be maybe in his 30s. And it says, please, leave your number. Someone will be in touch. We'll get back to you as soon as possible. And as long as you leave a
Miss
name
Cleo.
and number, we can supply anything that you desire.
We get a Miss Cleo number.
I leave my name, and what I desire is a silver ring inset with a ruby.
Oh.
Also my number, obviously.
Okay.
Is it potentially a good idea to leave that information in a voicemail? Maybe that's something you might want to be more private with.
He already did it, didn't he?
Too late.
Okay.
It's just a silver ring, I mean. Yeah. I didn't really reveal anything outrageous, right?
Well, you told someone who's in possession of an artifact of Mithras that there's people who are looking for that particular artifact who now know that they have.
I told them my real name, and they can just look us up. I mean, can at least call us, I mean.
Azel's
True.
Derek's headset died. He gave the oh fuck, I have to plug this thing. Listen.
Also, if he's not calling right back, then I suppose you can go to each of these addresses and take a look.
Okay.
That's why wireless headsets suck.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was great. My headset died. So I missed, like, everything there.
Starting from where?
So I had just given you the voicemail and then cut.
Oh no.
Yeah, so when I
You
give
left
it-
your name.
We can retcon.
Yeah.
No retcon. I give him my name, my phone number, and I tell him that I'm looking for that silver ring. The silver ring inside with a ruby.
So you.
Hi, Ralph. Come here. You want to say hi to
You
people?
actually mention
Ralph.
the artifact that you were looking
Come
for.
here, Ralph.
Yep. I
Come on.
mean, that's
When,
my
Ralph.
attention.
Come here,
When
Ralph.
Lara did say that on the phone, the
Okay.
doctor did wince of it.
Mm.
Yeah, John turned around in his seat and just mouthed like, "What the fuck?"
As Azel writes down notes.
What do you want? Did you want to steal it
Come
from
here,
him
Ralph.
or beat him up or what? I was under the impression we are gonna just talk him
Ralphie.
into giving it to us.
You camera shy today.
Well, let's see how it goes. Let's see how this plays
Yes,
out.
Ralph is being camera shy.
I will ask one question. Are you sure?
Uh,
Yes.
Oh no. Oh no.
I mean, he's at least gonna call us back, right?
Come here, buddy. Come here.
It's possible.
When Laura hangs up the phone and he's sure that there's nothing wrong with it, Laura, now, I don't know how you normally do things, but it's always useful to give as little information to someone you ain't never met as you can, you know, really, like, and he just sits back forward and he's just, like, shaking his head a little bit, like, what the fuck?
Alright, I gotta get something out there, or he isn't gonna call us anyway.
Come here, Ralph.
He does seem like a prominent businessman.
Come here.
I'm pretty sure he would take any
Trying to
opportunity.
get my
at
fluffy,
business.
my fat cat to come up and say hi. But I guess he's not,
Gotta get some bait out.
Maybe so, but we don't know how he came into the possession of this. This might be incredibly valuable to him.
Yeah,
It
so I
might be that
agree.
there ain't nothing we can offer him. It's going to make him want to give this thing up. And now he knows that we want it. I mean, it's done. It's done. So there ain't no fucking reason to go over it again. But I think we might have compromised our position a little bit. So I'm
We put too many
I-
cards on the table.
I need one more thing.
uh-oh.
Did you mention anything about being
Ralph.
in the cult of Mithras or part of a Mithraic cult?
No, none at all. Just my.
Trying to get Ralph to come and say hi.
All right, I give you a big ol' thumbs up for that. There we go. So, you have now made a phone call. The nightlife is still roaring around you. There are shops and bright colors and lights and people moving about their evening lives.
John says to Laura's British, isn't she?
Yes.
So Laura looks.
Bit German, but British, yeah.
Yeah. So John looks over at Laura and says, "Do you remember when you used to be able to enjoy a nice curry?
Hey, Ralph.
Man, I can't stomach it now, but man, I used to love a curry."
Oh.
I could do with a curry.
This is Ralph. Hey, Ralph.
But I can't.
He's my big kitty. Hey, Ralph.
Mm.
I personally never understood the British obsession with curry.
Oops.
I have fond memories of curry.
Well, Doctor, you gotta see, before we took over India, all we had was turnips. So now imagine turnips go into curry, and you can imagine it's a pretty big upgrade.
Ralph. Hey, buddy.
Really glad I don't have a cam on right now, because I'm wetting myself.
Strange. Strange. Very strange.
Ralph.
So,
Hey, Ralph.
what would you guys like to do?
Check out each of the addresses I got from the ads and see if he's there.
He's being a
You
pain
can
right
check
now.
them out through using a wonderful new
Maps.
invention to you of search engine, or
He's being a
do
pain,
you
but
actually want to drive all the way through all of Southall and
subtle.
make this happen? It is up to you.
I mean, I can check them out on my phone on the way there. But
Ah.
I mean, it's better to get him in person and like ring the doorbell and see if he's there.
Okay,
Oh.
so looking up all of these things, can you give me a good ol' intelligence plus technology, please?
Ooh.
Yay, 5 dice.
Yay.
Yay, 5 dice.
Ooh.
Oh no.
Oh no, that was
Not
difficulty
so
too,
yay.
so it's not that bad of a fail. Looking up a few of these addresses, 2 of them come up as not available. There is one that comes up, but it doesn't seem to be an address of any place that looks
Is that a-
Right. It's the address of a library. It's
Is that a pin?
the library in Southern. What? Why there's a library? No one knows.
Arsenal.
Let's go to the library then. Also tell John the score for the soccer match, I suppose. Or whatever that is.
Alright. So, going to the library, you find yourselves, obviously, at the library. It's closed right now. It's evening. The library has closed for the day. There are windows that, I mean, you can see into. It's a normal library type building. No cars in the parking lot. Nothing.
Is there roof access?
There could be roof access.
Are
Ooh.
there attached apartments or anything
Yes,
like
Birmingham, I see.
There are no attached apartments.
No, so my wife's from Birmingham, and I lived in
And
Birmingham
an
for
old singular library.
6.5 years,
that?
so
Does it have a doorbell?
I just gotta give them shit.
It does not.
I knock on the door.
Knocking on the door, knocking on these two glass double doors.
Yeah.
There is no answer here. It is dark inside except for a couple of lights that have been left on to give some sort of illumination. And inside, if you were to look through the windows, you can see rows and rows of books. There are a few computers in the back, various doors that lead off to meeting rooms, and a large central desk that looks to be like the welcome desk for a library.
John's just checking the doors to see if any of them are unlocked.
You find no unlocked doors. Actually, give me... And also give me a good old...
Wow, I got some hamburgers today.
Give me a good old wits plus larceny. That you don't have dots in, sadly. This is difficulty 3.
Oh no. Oh, he succeeded.
Oh,
Holy shit.
look at you.
3 success.
Success.
Damn.
Okay, so tugging on, moving around the building and around the building, trying all the doors that you see. You actually make 2 passes at this. Just quick inside, and pulling one more time, the lock pops and gives way on one of these side doors.
Oi, in here!
We really want to be breaking into a library at night.
I mean,
Do we not want
I'm
to
the
be?
least interested in libraries, but if we're going to take a look inside, we might as well.
Yes, but if he is here, he may see us as, you know, being trying to steal it from him.
I knocked on the door. What are you saying? Let's go in.
You knocked on the door, and the door has opened.
Ooh.
Well, once I'm in, I'm like calling out to him. Hello, anybody home?
There is no response, and there is indeed actually no echo. You find yourselves inside a place that just smells of books. It is obviously eerily quiet. There is no one here. There is a library, bookshelves everywhere.
He makes me
And
happy.
There's even a
I
children's
love books.
section. You can see a reading corner that has floor cushions all over it. There's doesn't seem to be anything here.
Well, I'm gonna check out all the other rooms.
Okay.
Go through the library, one room at a time, and I'm gonna use Auspex, sensor unseen, in case something's hiding.
Wonderful.
John's using his beast vision as he walks around and just looks into rooms.
Zechariah is looking at books because he loves to read. Because why the fuck not? Let's go for some Brandon Sanderson books. So I'm on a Brandon Sanderson kick right now.
I need to do this real fast because I just rolled the wrong amount of die.
Good job.
Whew! Alright, Laura, we will get back to you for just a moment. John, you
Oh,
have
no.
Eyes of the Beast on, correct?
Dan Brown, no. I
That
mean,
is correct, sir.
to be fair, I've read all his books too.
And
They're not
Zachariah,
bad.
What were you doing?
Zachariah was looking at books because he is a big reader. He loves to read.
Sure. Are you looking for any books in particular, or are you just kind of scanning the shelves?
Well, I'd look for some Brandon Sanderson, and then anything having to do maybe with some finance, like from 1940 on up, like changes
Sure.
in finance and shit.
If
Sure.
John sees Zach start looking at books, he says, "Hey, if you find one on big cats, I don't actually really know how to take care of this thing."
And Zachariah will. You said he's a jaguar, yeah?
Here's your jaguar.
Yes.
He's a mountain lion.
Okay, so he will also look for any books on mountain lions and cougars and whatnot.
Your
Yeah.
voice suddenly got very deep.
Just Google it.
What is this Google?
It's like a giant library online. Check it out with your phone.
Yes, we will be looking for books.
Okay, so with you looking for books, can you make me a good old... Just give me... We'll go wits plus awareness, please. Wits plus awareness or wits plus investigation, your choice.
Ooh. 3 success.
Perfect. So, you do find some of the novels that you were looking for. You find a somewhat large collection of Brandon Sanderson novels.
Good,
There
good,
seem
good.
to be multiple copies of each here. Some look like they might be out on loan. That is very true. And you also find some of the other books that you were looking for. You easily find a book on big jungle cats, or on big mountain lions and things like that, and on their care. It is a manual for caring for exotic pets.
Is there also one, like a children's book, talking about cats with pictures?
You know what? I'll give it to you because it's funny. Yes, there are a few children's books on the basic care of like pets, and on that they are full of large pictures and demonstrations of like feeding and general care and all of that as well.
It's
That begs the
weird.
question, Chet. Can you get rid of flaws by putting points into merits? Like, could you spend 6 points?
Browser crashed. No, it crashed.
You cannot. A flaw is set.
No.
I literally
Pleasure.
will never be able to learn to read.
No. I mean, we'll talk about it. Generally, though, a flaw is set. You can work to change it, you can work to do that. But, like, it basically makes your academics and science skills capped at 1. It doesn't mean that you can't...
Hi, Sean.
it doesn't mean that you can never learn to...
Hi, Sean.
I guess it does.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, I would just be looking to be able to read at like a basic, like 5th grade level, maybe at some
Yes,
point.
I have turned my
If I
camera on
survive long enough
for the
to
first
sit
time
down.
in like 6
You know what?
years.
If you can find a night tutor and that's something that you want to take care of in your downtime, I am 100% happy to talk about with you, and we can discuss that if you want. But you will have to take another flaw, or something else will have to happen, because you have to have flaws.
That is true.
Understood.
So Zachariah will get these books, and we'll go to John and say, "I found a couple books here for you. This one will very much interest you." And he'll open up and list all these pictures. And you should be able to read this, yes?
John just looks at Zach like, thanks, but you're a dick.
And then he'll also, like, in all seriousness, I also have one that goes in depth, and I will read with you and go over it with you and show you how to do it.
Why does Chad sound like he's suddenly had a massive dose of testosterone?
Yeah, he sounds really deep voiced and it sounds like you've hit 7 foot tall.
I don't know.
He is like 7 foot tall.
I'm 6'4". Fuck off.
Your ass.
Okay. So
You're tall enough to make me feel like a halfling.
the book he hands you is actually like one of those like 12-page monstrosities with the cardboard.
Using my
pieces
manly
where
voice.
it's just
I mean-
like big cartoon pictures there.
Yeah, hence the
making
fuck
hand
you.
gestures, but I'm not inside the screen, so it's really funny. Because I talk with my hands. This is the terrible thing about cameras, by the way. Because everyone sees me do these things.
No, it's a good thing about, because I talk with my hands too, and you can get with your body language.
Yep.
Now, with that happening, Lara,
Hello.
let me make a roll here.
Oh, I'm hungry.
You don't quite see anything looking through your supernatural sight. You
Vaping
can
no.
see a little more clearly.
No, it's just oxygen. There's there's not even nicotine in there.
Everything else around you, but nothing
I quit smoking.
untoward.
And I've been weaning myself down. So this is like, I got like 2 bottles of this shit, and that's it. And I'm done. I think, I hope.
So what are you doing next?
Go through all the rooms and see if there's anything or anybody there.
Okay.
Dancy.
Sense
John's gonna
Unseen
look for
is-
it. Oh, sorry.
Is passive anyway.
Alright, there is no one else here. But
In
you
a
can
big-ass
search all
library?
of the other rooms. Going through them at a quick cursory glance, just trying to check for people you know. There's not anyone. But are you looking for anything in particular? Or are you just trying to see what's here?
So, what? Oh, sorry, you're talking.
Anything out of place, really.
Okay. We'll get back to that. Dr. Schlaf.
So, what the doctor is going to be doing is, as they're a little bit older and modern technology has changed over the times of years, he is going to be walking around looking for any books out of place, seeing if he can pull on a book down to see if anything in the library opens up, revealing somewhere that is not meant for general sort of viewing.
Hmm.
At some point, if y'all want someone, can't really have.
Just because it's fun.
I mean, Sean, I'm gonna put my camera on for the Tyranny game on Friday too, if we want to pop in. Yes, we would love to see a Seth come back one
Give
day
me wits
and say
plus
hi.
investigation.
What's plus investigation?
Looking through utility drawers and other stuff, only access points. Okay.
But see, you got a nice Santa Claus beard.
You do not quite find anything like that. You see a couple of alcoves and stuff where, you know, maybe children run around and hide while there are some events that are happening here, or just trying to get away from their parents that
Who
have
took this way
drugged
for
them to this library.
I mean, so it's mine.
Read.
To be fair,
I was just wondering. Sorry, before you said that, I was focusing on a couple of.
well, no, your Seth
Had any
Seth
different
token was
effects I
not.
re-rolled and got a success.
No, not quite.
No. Okay.
You may have
No.
found like some actual
Let's say this.
items and things,
Yeah, that's true.
and nothing like super hidden. This is from all sources. I was just about to get there as well. I was like,
That's true.
by all of your accounts, this appears to just be a normal library.
A
So
normal.
we should
normal
move on
library.
to the next address.
Sounds good.
Yeah. What about those other addresses? You said they aren't available or something.
Ah,
I am a Ventru. Yes, my character is
Yeah, you
Ventru.
said there were like.
He's a beautiful
addresses,
Ventru.
right?
He had a lot of coffee. It's okay. So have I.
Was the only.
yes, this was
the
the
coffee-
only one that came
Actually-
back with an actual place.
Here's my
The
coffee.
others on your Google
It's
searches
full.
seem to be like fields or something like off
Multiple
countryside
PMs.
or like a
I actually use
warehouse that
Discord.
didn't-
I was going to use
Somebody-
BC,
Somebody is trying
but
to
they
hide.
cut down on the
Those
free
addresses are still in Southhold, right?
to join for free.
Yes, they are still in Southall.
So I'm doing
Seems
Discord
like it might worth an investigation.
because it used to be free. Now it costs money.
Laura, can you, while you are
Three
searching
fancy
through
grounds.
still, can you
No, I
give
got
me a good ol',
cam set up
let's
with
go
OBS,
wits plus
And just
larceny, and can you
cut it
add
down.
your,
like crap it down.
since you are using Sense the Unseen, can you add your Auspex die into that, please?
Yeah, it's just Discord.
So wits plus larceny plus 1.
You just had a quick.
So,
Yeah,
I have
so
a question.
like they don't do free counts
Whilst
anymore.
Lara's been
of the
searching
whole,
through stuff,
coronavirus.
has she have touched anything that might have triggered a vision?
It's salt.
Lara no longer has premonition.
Does she not? Oh,
I kinda
Yeah.
my character deleted.
I was gonna,
Okay,
and
no
I mean Zoom
Uh,
is pretty cool, but
Because
Zoom
like,
is like $15
we
a
were
month.
talking just because some of you guys are new to Vampire, so I will
I
tell
think
through
it's,
channels as well.
15
I'm
bucks
a
a month for
very benevolent storyteller for the most part. If people aren't feeling comfortable with their characters, or they're just not like, or they thought something was going to work out in a way, but it didn't, they didn't really like it, then I do allow you to change that to some degree.
Okay.
So that's basically what happened. Was it was more of, well, I don't think this wasn't really what I wanted, or this isn't how I envision this character now that I know a little more about everything. So
okay, awesome.
Also, I'm actually doing thief.
yes, that is a fantastic wits plus larceny roll, as well as the Auspex. So we're at 1, 2, and did you do? Can you roll one more die, please, just in case this results in some sort of critical?
What should be messy
I
critical?
already rolled 6, right? 2 is larceny, 3 is wits, and plus 1.
You are
never mind.
quite welcome.
Perfect. Okie dokie. So,
But yeah, Sean, if you look in
going through the
Discord,
rooms,
you can
do
see
not
that,
find anything out of order. There
in
are
chat,
some
the
things that
videos are
like
turned
scattered
on.
across tables where it looks like people may have left their paperwork or dropped an index card or a post-it note here, post-it note there. But searching through, you also end up going behind the desk. And behind that main desk,
Ralph is
in
acting
the
a fool right
room,
now.
you find a calendar of events. On the calendar of events, you see Guru Sansa
Guru
for
Sasa.
Thursday nights. It seems that someone using the name Guru Sansa has booked some sort of meeting using one of the conference rooms here at the library.
Nice.
When was the meeting?
It looks like it happens on Thursday evenings.
What day is today?
Probably.
Today is Monday. So you have about 4 days.
What the
Doesn't
hell?
say
Yeah, it says community conference room, which is
That is his
looking
neckbeard.
onto the little map that is also inside there. You see that it is one of the larger conference rooms that is down the hall.
I go check it out again.
That's his neckbeard, yeah.
Pops up or anything.
Sure.
I don't expect to find anything but my display.
It's beautiful. What does that look for? Ooh, as he goes and blocks his camera. Every beer is glorious in its own way. I agree.
Maybe Phil walked in and doesn't want to be on camera.
Probably.
Pretty much. Give me 1 second.
Yeah. Okay.
Tell him to put on pants. Started looking a little closer. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah.
How can you tell if he's wearing pants or not?
I can always tell if he's wearing pants.
Keep in mind, we're in the UK. I might be saying something different than you think I am.
That's fair. He's basically like, open the blinds so the dog can have light. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back since I am being told to open my blinds.
Rudy.
Ooh, what kind of keyboard is that?
He can't hear you without his headset on.
Oh yeah, what kind of keyboard is that?
This destroys my mood lighting. That is a very, very old Yamaha P425. I've had it since I was 14.
So you've had it for 8 years.
Wow! I'm
Rude.
I'm gonna say 4.
Oh, Sean says a whole 3 years.
a
He
whole
just
3
got it.
years. Okay. Back to our vampire story. Yes, you do find out where this is. Checking back in that meeting room, it looks like there's like a large table. There are some folding chairs that are stacked up on their carriers, and it just seems to be like a normal conference room, essentially. There is like a projector screen and some other things in here as well as a lectern and a podium. So nothing super crazy.
Nothing super crazy, man.
Can I use Sense Unseen again?
Sure. Yeah, since the unseen lasts this entire scene, so
Yeah,
I am
Being benevolent.
making some checks for you behind the scenes as well, just because I'm supposed to. Are you looking for anything that is supernaturally hidden? So like an active supernatural entity?
Yeah, I think that's all I can see with that, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
I
Or
mean,
people using...
Is there some kind of magical artifact or anything? Can I see it with that too?
To a point. Generally it works against like creatures or objects. Or, sorry, generally it works against like creatures or supernatural creatures. So like a Nosferatu using Obfuscate, or a Malkavian skulking through the shadows also using Obfuscate. Since the unseen will allow you to see them. It will also let you see ghosts.
Seth.
It will let you see
Seth.
like fey creatures if they were hidden as well, assuming that you roll high enough. So can you give me Resolve plus Auspex, please? Aw, don't be mean to my beard, guys. It's really bad. I can't help it.
Oh, that ain't bad.
Ooh! 3 successes.
You've
Very
a much
nice.
fuller beard than anything I can grow.
3 successes. Okay. So, Resolve plus Auspex in this room.
Poor Derek.
There are no supernatural creatures. There's no one being hidden. But you start to like get a sense that something might not be right here. It doesn't immediately pop out at you, but there's like some residual stuff going on.
So, like, someone was using some kind of vampire powers in here.
Essentially. This is a big stretch for Sense the Unseen. So, please
Yeah.
don't come and attack me, people in chat. It's a big
That's-
stretch.
That's
They
fine.
will.
But I'm trying to reward some cool flames and things like that. So it's all good.
I'm pretty much done with this place. I tell my other buddies what I found in the calendar and when the next meeting is. I think we are just gonna need to move to the next place.
Perfect.
Well, if we know he's going to be in like 4 days, why we got to move to the next place? Why don't we just come back here in 4 days?
And
4 days is a long time.
We've been asleep for like 70 years. 4 days ain't much, is it?
I'm watching
So-
I'm watching his facial expressions right now.
are any of you
So it tells so much.
using any sort of vampiric powers that might increase your senses? So like heightened
Yeah.
senses or anything like
No.
Vision from.
that? Okay, so just vision and sense the unseen, right?
Yep, the doctor has nothing like that.
Okie dokie. So can I get all 4 of you to roll me wits plus awareness, please?
La, la, la.
I wish I could request this with like RFI or something. That'd be awesome.
How awesome would that be?
Or maybe we can get somebody on that. Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh no.
Oh,
What does
no.
that even mean?
Oh no.
Right now, it means that you gain a point of hunger as your beast takes over. This is going to be an interesting complication, so that's being nice.
Oh no.
Now,
I didn't consent to this skill check.
Consent is important. Oh, that should be an average
all
Paul
4 of
dice.
you
Yeah.
hear the sound of a car door slamming and the voice of 2 men saying, something tripped the alarm here. Who's going to be in a library at this time? And that is where we will take our break.
Oh. Just
So 10 minutes, we'll be
1.2.
back and we'll see what happens.
Alright, so we will be
Come on, guys.
pop on.
So saying half past.
Yeah, half past.
Okay.
Quickly making some burgers. Be right back.
Yeah, go for it.
Alright, so we will change scenes.
This could
and
take an interesting
go to 10:30.
Very interesting.
I
Yes.
agree.
Let's just hope John doesn't snap anyone else's necks off.
You ripped open doors into a...
Yep. And there's a silent alarm triggered.
Oh, yes.
Sure, it's Zach's fault somehow. What the fuck was that? You are so bad at that, it's just painful.
Yeah, don't forget to mute your Discord on stream.
I already did. It hurt me too. It hurt me too.
to be Jacksonville by night.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Maybe. There
Hmm.
might be a Jacksonville by night in the future.
Fancy.
Fancy.
I suppose there's an advantage to bringing us to your home turf.
Yeah, the advantage is I know actual streets. I can give you addresses for things.
And we're back,
oh, yeah,
everybody.
It's right over there, and we can go there.
I'll find myself wanting to play the vampiric version of Jason from The Good Place.
Oh my god, please do.
No idea what the hell they're talking about.
Oh, that'd be comical.
Oh, that would be so wonderful.
To be
Like,
fair, he's got my same intelligence as John.
This is just a side note for everything, and something to
No idea what you're talking about.
chat about with chat for a second, is if you watch The Good Place, let's just turn all of them into Kendrick, please.
That would be awesome.
I'm gonna Google The Good Place.
Anagonia as a Kindred would die so fast. That man would meet the final death through starvation, and it's...
Well, it depends on which Chidi. If we're talking Chidi at the end of the series or the beginning.
No idea what y'all are talking about.
Have you not seen The Good Place?
I have not seen The Good Place.
Okay, we gotta stop playing. Chad, go binge The Good Place. Come back when you're done.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I'm good.
No,
that
seriously,
good.
it's only 4 seasons, and it's fantastic. That means you didn't
Chad's-
get my reference. I've been, like, gifting you Good Place gifts forever, and
Yeah, I've
just
never
never
seen it.
understand them then. Okay.
Don't see it. Don't even know what it's about.
Okay,
Chad's-
anywho.
So
Chad
good.
has got a very big to watch list, haven't you?
I mean, if it's not, yeah, I got my own shows to watch that I don't. So, The Good Place. Let me read about it really quick.
Let's just say it's the best thing Danza has done since Cheers.
Yeah.
I miss Cheers. Cheers is
What
awesome.
cheers?
Ba-da-da-do-do.
As we, Cheers was a show in the... Was Cheers in the 70s? No.
It's in
80s.
the 80s.
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 1980, yeah.
You said we're going to be in Chicago. We could do Cheers by night. We could have Vampiric Norm.
Okay, you have broken me, and that's something I want to happen. Okay.
So
we'll
we
get back-
hear some doors closing.
Yes,
So
we're
does
gonna
this-
get back to our wonderful Fall of London campaign.
So
Sorry
does
for
this
that
mean,
awkward segue.
Can we have a little more segue? Does this mean we might see a vampiric version of Frasier?
Dear God, no.
I thought you said they
I
were already doing
kinda
Seattle
wanna-
by night.
It's very much not Frasier, I can tell you that.
I did not like Frasier.
Now, you have just heard car doors close, the voices of 2 men. And you are beginning to see, like, the trail of flashlights as they come through the windows.
Can we sense whether they are kind or kindred?
From this far away, no.
I try to sneak a peek at them to see if they're police.
Ah, yes.
Trying to figure out what client Frasier belonged to. I don't
So,
know.
running up to one of the
I did
windows,
not like the show Frasier. I liked him Cheers, but
running
not
up to
Frasier.
one of the windows and looking out, you can clearly see these 2 men. They are dressed in standard police attire. It looks like they have been, like, on call here, and they are driving an unmarked car. It is not a police cruiser.
The spin-off we never
John's gonna try
exactly.
and get close to the door that they're looking at, but he's trying to do it as stealthily and as
I
quietly as possible.
fully agree.
He's trying to get into a position so if they do come in and he has to do something, he can do it quick.
I hide in the conference room under the table.
All right. If you are hiding, can you give me dexterity plus stealth, please? And for you looking out, John.
Do I get extra points for fleetness, for celebrity? It says any kind of dexterity checks pretty much.
So
non-combat
for...
dexterity checks.
Yes, you'll grab it for fleetness.
Okay.
So add some celerity there.
I'm not
So,
gonna
what would you
die.
like me to roll, Derek, if I'm going to use Cloak of Shadows?
If you want to use Cloak of Shadows, you must stay perfectly still. This is that one, right? Where you have to stay still.
Correct?
All right. So, general rules for obfuscate, which means I have to look at that because I don't remember offhand. Wits plus obfuscate, please. But since this is basically just you staying perfectly still, it's not difficult.
La 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 la.
You are... John did do well. 5 successes. Okay. So, Dr. Schloff sinks into the shadows. John, you duck into the shadows maybe behind those, like, metal detector things that are always at the front of, every building.
Yeah, the book detectors.
Yeah, in the current world climate, you duck behind those, peeking out, trying to make yourself as small as possible, and looking out with the eyes of the beast. You also see these two men, again, dressed in those same police clothes. They don't seem to be trying to enter any doors right now. They seem to just be doing a perimeter sweep of the building. They haven't quite got around to where you guys popped that door open. And Lara, you have
hope he closed it.
successfully hidden yourself as well.
I'll just stay there.
All right, Zachariah,
Wow.
what are you doing?
Ralph. Zachariah, he's always dressed to the nines, so he's going to pop all, and if they come in, if they do come in, he's going to try and convince them or persuade them maybe that's he's one of the employees or like a manager, like in charge, and if it was the alarm went off, he forgot to turn the alarm off. Because why would somebody as well dressed up as him be trying to break in? Get out of there, Ralph. No, go on. Get out of here.
You almost got cut out for anyone else?
I need a good old...
I didn't mention it. I did pop all.
Yes, I got you. I'm checking some die pools for SPCs here. Give me a moment. That I can't add to the combat tracker yet. Sad. I'm trying. I really am. Now, you begin to hear their footsteps. Hey! Is that door open over there? Yeah, I think it is. And they go over, and they seem to be going to the door. You see some lights trail across, and they pass right close to Dr. Schloff there as they troll in, and then these two men step inside as one of them turns and radios and says, it looks like we got a break in near the library. Might want to send some other people out. What are you doing?
Why do they need reinforcements for breaking into the library?
Then, okay, with that being said,
Because it's general standard police procedure to not enter premises without backup, especially in the case of a break-in where they can still be there.
Have they ordered armored? Did we hear them order an armed response team or just back?
They just radioed and said that there was indeed a break-in, that they were checking things out. They did not call in like an armed response SWAT team. Don't worry.
Okay, but you are aware that British cops don't have guns or anything.
Yes, I am very much aware.
Cool.
So, with hearing that, Zachariah will make his presence known, and there's no need for any of that. I do apologize. That was me. I'm the one who accidentally I had broken in because I forgot my keys and like basically tried to persuade them and be like, oh, there's nothing wrong, blah blah blah, everything's kosher.
Have they
Yeah,
moved
well,
into the
who are you?
premises or no?
Yes, they are inside the premises.
So I'm trying to stay stealthy and I'm kind of moving around to sort of to the edge of where they're at. Still, I'm making sure they don't have line of sight on me, so I'm trying to move in between obstacles and stuff, but trying to find a position where if something goes wrong, I can intervene, and I'm close enough to do it.
Thank you for the fellow Plactor Burps, and good evening, RPG Saloon. How are we tonight?
Give me Zachariah. They say, wait, who are you?
Oh, I am the manager here.
Are you? Do you have any credentials with you?
Oh,
We just have to check. It looked like a break-in. The alarm was tripped.
no, you know how we are. I don't have any ID on me right now. I did leave it at home. I will be more than happy to present it to you. I can come down to the station and bring it with me.
Manipulation plus subterfuge.
Oh, fucking hell.
Add your presence dice.
Presence dice. Remind me how to do presence dice.
Just add 2 dice. Or you can click the plus beside presence as well. So you will have double pluses here. So you'll plus subterfuge plus presence and then drag or double click manipulation.
Okay, hang on. So presence, where the fuck is presence?
Other tab
Oh.
under your disciplines.
Duh. Sorry, so presence, manipulation, subterfuge. That did not seem to go well. Or roll right? Did not.
You didn't. Okay, so click subterfuge, click presence, and then roll manipulation.
That's a little bit better. 1 success.
There we
go. Yeah, it's a hunger die.
I don't quite think that's correct. Is there anyone you can call? Is there anyone who can verify that you are who you are?
Absolutely. Do you... let's see, it is late at night. I'm not sure if they will answer, but we can certainly try.
Who are you calling? Or what are you doing instead? You still have all up. You are supernaturally alluring.
Yeah, I'm trying to just, persuade them to, leave. And just, everything's okay. There's nothing wrong here. We're all good. Kind of put myself into a hole here. I don't know who to call. And then I'll ask him, and I'll start feeling for my pockets. I don't have my phone on me. Do you? Shoot. And I don't know their numbers because you know how it is with cell phones. You lose their numbers, you forget numbers, you don't program them in.
Mobile phone, not cell phone. Ha.
Phone. I said phone.
So, as your storyteller, I will give you a hint. These are very much mortal victims. They are very much mortal police officers. They are just doing a job.
I'm well aware that I'm trying to get them to leave without having to try and kill them or fight them or anything. I just want them to leave.
I was just reminding you that you have dominate.
Do I dominate?
Yes.
I do have dominate. Oh my
You have
god.
true.
Stops a
I'm
basic-
sorry. I've been up for almost 24 hours. Leave me alone.
Oh, poor baby.
So
I'm over here like, why are you trying to manipulation subterfuge these
yes.
guys?
So
Whenever you-
I will oh god. So I can actually even mesmerize them.
Just compel them to leave.
Or compel. Yeah. Okay. We'll do that. We'll just compel them. Activate compel. Tell them to leave. And just like yeah,
All right.
leave.
You catch eyes with these two.
Oh my
officers
god.
looking them
Sorry,
in
I
the
work
eyes as they
midnights.
were trying
It's
to,
11 a.m. I haven't slept
patting
yet.
your pockets. Oh, I don't have my cell phone on me.
Jesus.
What do you compel them to do?
I will compel them, say everything is fine, leave, call off, call them, tell them to stand down, like call off the order for backup, and then to leave.
Okay, so it is a single action command, no longer than a short sentence. So you can't do like
Everything is
crazy
fine,
nested
leave.
commands like that. Okay, cool. So they shake their heads for a moment. Yeah, all right. Just make sure we'll sort it all out, and then they turn and they leave through the door.
Jesus, that's what happens when I don't sleep. RPG Saloon.
Chance.
You got
Uh,
0 chads of sleep.
I've been up since it is 11 a.m. I've been up since 4:30 p.m.
That's mad.
I worked last night.
Fortunately, when your company forces you to work.
It does, and I'm not going to get into that because it's just going to piss me off.
I know, mate.
I have to work too.
Yes.
So RPG Saloon,
I don't. But
the
I,
points
I
for now are for D&D. I'm trying to get
Okay.
Azil to
So continuing
put some
on, these police officers-
vampire ones in here.
Yeah.
So I will give you
you
your
heard
points
them
back for the trap.
get back on that radio one more time, just to
Everything's good.
and call things off.
Third for
and
decade,
the
and you
door
never
shut
yeah.
of their car once more, and they
I would already be in
drive
bed.
away into the night.
And I'll tell them it's all good to come out.
So the doctor steps out of the shadows. Close call, as they make the friends like.
Yeah, maybe some of us won't be too forceful with doors in the future.
Who actually ripped the door off?
Done.
It wasn't
No, I
ripped
didn't rip-
off, it was just ripped open, and then you guys never closed it.
Ripped it open.
But it wouldn't matter if we closed it because a silent alarm went off.
Yes, that too.
Shit.
Sheep.
Might have been a not safe. If they saw me first.
Okay, so you guys
We have a
some
German man playing a
salsa.
18-year-old
He
female.
apparently runs some sort of meeting on here at the library on Thursday evenings. It's Monday, so about 3 days to Thursday.
I said we just come back in 3 days.
Well, that could happen in 3 days.
He's gonna do some magic show or something, or predict the future, or I don't know. Let's just go there.
I mean, the way I see it is, he's had this thing for at least like some number of years, right? What's 3 days gonna do?
True, and maybe I can see my dear Maria again.
I gotta feed.
I am keen to go see her.
You hungry, Lara?
Yeah, I just wanna go to a club and feed a bit.
Okay.
I do wonder what my dear Marie is up to.
Well, if we're getting going then, I'd like to go see my friend.
Which friend?
One whose name ain't Fluffy.
Oh, do you need his picture book with you?
Do you mean Sniffy?
John looks Zach right in the eyes, gives him a little smile, and then just smacks the picture book out of his hands, laughs, and walks.
Well, bloody hell, I guess I won't read to you then. I guess that takes that out.
Don't be a twat.
Don't be a fucker.
I feel like John is just a like a schoolyard bully type. Like this 12-year-old kid that's just like, no.
To be fair, he probably didn't stay in school much later than like 11, so maybe not even that late. So he probably is lacking a little bit in a socialized thing.
That is totally fair. All right. So we can either. I will give you guys the option. We can jump forward a few days, and if you want to do that, or you can continue to explore Southall, you can. It is all up to you.
I'd say jump ahead, and I gotta feed in the meantime.
Okay,
Okay.
so you did say that it's a very active nightlife, didn't you?
Yes, it is a very active nightlife here.
So during the few nights, the doctor would have definitely gone out around Southall and looking more into this. Who's supplying drugs where they shouldn't be?
Right. So you, with a good Dr. Schoff here, can you give me wits plus streetwise plus 1, please?
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. John, I need.
Holy shit. Some good time.
Can you give me wits plus streetwise, John?
Jesus.
So nice.
Jesus. Okay. We will resolve that in just a
Jesus.
second, John. Zechariah, we will resolve that as well.
Aw.
Dr. Schwab. Yeah. There are some other rival drug people encroaching on some territory here. They don't seem to be anything large time. Asking around, everyone's just like, yeah, that I get my stuff from that guy over there. And they do point to a young man. He's probably, I don't know, 19, 20 years old. Selling things on a back alley. As he's pointed out, he does notice, and he turns and begins to walk in the other direction.
Ooh.
I am going to follow him.
Better run
Okay.
away, little bitch.
So, following, give me... Are you trying to be stealthy about it, or are you trying to just follow?
I'm not trying to be stealthy at all.
Okay,
Do
sure.
I get the feeling that he's kind?
Very much so, yes.
Okay, so I'm definitely not cared about being stealthy. I am faster than him and stronger.
Okay. So, as you trail this man, he leads you through the alleyways of Southall. He leads you down a few side streets, down a few other places. As you get closer to him, He turns around and just stands there and looks at you.
Ooh.
Oh, okay, cool. Hey, look, there's a Phil.
He has clothes on.
Yes, he does. I was just making sure.
Oh dear.
That is a very excited Phil. Phil is going to cook. So,
Ooh. Tell him to make you a
as far
sandwich.
yeah, so those things will no, that's never happening. Following this man, he turns around, speaks. Yo, what are you following me for?
Sorry, we get off
I
topic
am
a lot.
very interested in
A lot.
maybe discussing substances.
So as he turns around, you find that you were mistaken. From far away, you could not tell,
Oh, he's Kindred.
but as you get closer,
Oh no, he's Kindred.
and looking at him, I will give this to you. He is definitely Kindred.
Oh
Oh
no.
dear.
Oh.
Well, can I, so, after I said that to him then, without realizing, would I have said that after I realized he was Kindred or before?
Just kind of as you realize this.
Okay, so that came out then. So what's his reaction to this?
Don't apologize because you come out. Yeah, and it's the actually the first time.
Maybe I'm more.
It was the first game I've actually had my
I
camera
was
on
just
or
about to
his
ask
camera
you
on,
the
so I
same
was
question.
like, it's kind of cool. I mean, we know what each other looks like beforehand, but with cameras, and this is the first game we've
I
done it.
can't
So
quite give
Kinda
away
goof it around.
my employer
I see.
just to anyone who walks up to me on the street.
we play a lot of games
So you
together.
don't. Let me check here.
Does he realize that I'm
Have a
Kindred?
community. You don't quite look so good, dude. What's up?
Does he realize that I'm Kindred?
He's thinking about it.
Yes, he does.
Ooh.
Well, I am more than sure you are aware of who the London territory belongs to.
I'm not, but this is
Oh no.
we do what we will.
Well, it is still part of the Greater London area. So,
I suppose.
So, if I drop the name Charles Delaney, does that mean anything to you?
Let me think. No, not quite. Nothing ringing a bell. Sorry,
Well-
man. And he turns to leave.
I put my hand on his shoulder as he turns to leave.
Uh-oh.
So he moves very quickly out of your grasp. Look, man, I don't want any trouble.
Well, you are selling drugs in a territory that does not belong to you. I do not know you, and I am a associate of Charles Delaney, and I think it is a good idea if you stopped encroaching on our territory.
I think it's a good idea if you just leave me alone. And he turns,
Uh-oh.
and as he smiles, you see.
It is about to go down.
things, but
Uh-oh.
they're small.
Oh, he's a
so
baby.
he's a
Fucking thin
thin
blood.
blood.
Fucking thin blood.
Disgusting.
Okay, at
Hey,
this
hey,
point,
thin bloods are kindred too. All right.
is he
Fucking thin
point-
blood.
at this point has he been looking into my eyes whilst talking to me?
He would have just looked into them. Yes.
As he turned round, I would like to attempt to mesmerize him.
Fucking thin bloods.
Ooh. So first things first, I need you to make a rouse check, please.
Ooh. It's going down.
Success, you do not get hungrier. As you activate Mesmerize, he is going to attempt to resist. Can you give me Manipulation plus Dominate, please?
Manipulation plus dominate.
Ooh.
His intelligence...
Equal opportunity drug dealer, that's right.
Is it manipulation versus dominate?
It is Manipulation and Dominate versus Intelligence Resolve.
Okay. Right. Manipulation. I really wish these were on same, what do you call it?
Tip.
That's the one, yeah.
Ooh.
Mm.
Ooh.
His
Oh.
hand shakes.
Maybe
His
that's
head
worth
shakes.
re-rolling. Am I successful?
You are not.
Reroll that shit.
Might be worth
One
trying.
success versus 3 successes. You
Ooh.
are free to re-roll if you wish.
Reroll. Oh! Ah! That's a crit success.
As he looks into your eyes, his face glosses over.
I love it.
And what do you do?
I am going to utter the command to him. Spill the beans.
I will be benevolent. Slang doesn't quite work.
Sorry?
Slang doesn't quite work.
Slaying?
So, slang. So, like, using vernacular doesn't quite work. If you're
Okay.
saying spill the beans,
Okay, so
and you try to mesmerize him to do
let's
so.
reword this then.
You're so pretty. What can I do? All right, there you go.
So let's reword this to. So with mesmerize, how long can the command be?
So the command can be complex. All you have to do is have the subject's gaze and relative quiet in which to issue instructions.
Is it down to one command, or does it go further than compel like that?
It goes further than compel. This can be like an if-then. So if you see Henry, you give him this document.
Right.
You know.
You're
that
so
way.
pretty.
I'm going to.
You're so
speak
pretty.
these commands to him. Tell me who you work for, and get up to this area. Stop selling in this area.
Who he works for? Let's see. I don't know.
You don't know.
Look, man, I don't know who I work for. They just send me the stuff. I do the sell, and then I get out of here. And with that, he turns and tries to leave.
Is he going to? Is he going to stop selling in the area?
Yeah, he's done his best. You told him to stop selling in the area. He's gonna leave.
Excellent.
Then he follow
At that, I let him leave.
Narve.
Even though
Bitch.
Even though
Very
I
bad
haven't found out
names.
exactly who he's working for, I have stopped him selling in the area.
This
Very bad with names.
yeah, this new Thin Blood leaves.
Fucking Thumbloods.
Thin
So-
Blood's a kindred too.
Disgusting.
How do
That's why he made your names
how does
exactly.
Thinblood?
I guess
so
some
do they
people
have, the
like
same sorts
really
of,
crazy
resistance
names.
to vampires have, or kindred.
Thin Blood
Barely
are
kindred, exactly.
kindred in pretty much all facets, except
Mhm.
that their blood is not as powerful. They don't have any sort of like blood potency, but they are not treated as mortal victims because they are not mortal. So
So,
dealing with other kindred, they will be prepared.
Trocius?
So like your checks and stuff do have.
Or
to be
is it
So
either
whilst he is
Trocius or
memorized,
Drocius?
if I happen to pull out my Enfield and shoot him in the back of the head, will he die?
No,
No.
maybe.
Well, I got Tro.
It
Alright,
hurts.
Trocius.
On.
It depends on how much damage you do with the shot. You might be able to send him into torpor, but it's not going to make him meet the final death.
So they don't they don't remember anything from being mesmerized, do they?
That is a good question.
That's crazy. That's not a hard name. I mean, even people get
No,
my
I
name
don't think
weird.
they would.
Like, I mean, if you
Okay,
see
so,
Harry Potter,
can I see any sharp pieces of wood?
it's easy, but I guess
Um,
people like will call me Ing
wits
and
plus awareness.
Inge and like, come on, it's Imbergio, easy.
One.
One.
You do not. I forgot to change the difficulty there.
It's
If
unfortunate.
you'd like to roll again, I will let you, because I did not change the difficulty.
Okay. Wits plus awareness. Wits plus awareness.
Alright, same
Wow.
thing. Okay.
You
do not
no,
find
I
any
got
dark pieces of
I
wood
chose that
on it. There's
name
nothing that would be
because I had
correct in assuming that
just
your
finished reading
purpose is to try and
the
stake
fourth
this
Harry
guy.
Potter book,
This is correct.
and I was
Okay.
playing. I had
Nothing
just
that would serve
installed
as
World
a
of Warcraft,
stake.
and
I don't want to reuse any
you
more
know, I
willpower.
made a character and I had to find a name,
Very
shit
much
like that, and I was like,
not allow this
what could I
finger to
pick? What could I
continue
pick? And I was like, Ingorgio. And then that was it. And then that was 2005. So that name stuck with me forever. So 15 years
You
later,
are a
still had the same name. Good
I am a
times.
kindred. But so is he. Technically.
Barely.
I'm trying to think.
If commitment, it's just
So obviously I'm able to
It
overpower
happens.
this guy and is mesmerized. Will I have enough
Oh, I
strength
couldn't- I
to
couldn't
maybe
change
put
my
hand
names.
through his heart?
I mean, if I could get rid of the 12, I totally
No.
would. But I wouldn't change it.
Not with one dot.
I
How many dots would that
couldn't do
require?
I could do it.
Probably 3 to 4.
So now you can say you can rouse the blood for a temporary bonus, can't you?
Yep. But a temporary bonus equal to your blood potency.
And you can only do that once per scene.
Yep, once per scene.
Let's see another user with. I will look into it then. 'Cause that would be nice.
You keep saying that I am a kindred, but I can't, looking through my character sheet, find what. Because obviously you can't mesmerize and stake the soul. Because they. Commands that go against the victim. Oh, no, it does require
If
a
it doesn't.
contest.
Okay, if it don't change stats, that's good. Because. Cool. I will
Interesting.
definitely look into it actually then.
So if I succeeded on a contesting roll of telling to stake himself, would he do it?
No.
No.
Because that directly harms someone.
Mhm.
You can't use dominate powers to
To harm someone.
call. Well, you can use them to harm someone, but you can't do it to cause self-harm. Like, you can't dominate someone and tell them to, like, jump off that building. That doesn't even work on mortals. But there is a dominate power that lets you do that. It's level 5 dominate.
I legit can't think of anything I can do to end this Fimblood.
Then don't.
Sorry?
Then don't do it.
Yeah,
No, but-
let the putrid.
Thimbloods, they deserve to die.
Exactly. Suicide or killing touch on. Yeah,
Okay, we'll come back.
agreed.
Oh. No, the only thing I could legit think of would be attempting to shoot him, and I don't think that would kill him.
Probably not. I'm trying to share this, but it's not sharing.
If you put a vampire into torpor and leave them someplace that they'll remain when the
the
sun
sun.
comes out, that would kill,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Presumably.
Okay, so
But
You
he's
can
also
try.
a thin blood.
Uh-huh.
Oh, they're
And
not.
you
They
guys
don't have
don't
problems with the sun.
anything about thin bloods.
Oh shit, we don't.
mhm.
Oh fuck. So you wouldn't even know that he's that power. You would just see. So technically, yeah. So just the little teeth.
You'd see
Ooh.
So we're not aware that thin bloods exist.
No.
Not unless, like, you've talked to Charles about it.
Oh.
I
We
hope
did
not.
hear. We did hear. I remember when we were in Elysium. I think Laura
You
or
heard
the
a
doctor
rumor
heard
about thin
rumors
bloods.
that thin bloods in London. So there might have been reason to ask, but I think Charles was gone by that point, wasn't he?
But you also never asked, so...
Yeah.
We did not.
Okay, so we found out information about him. Just leave him be, Derek. There's nothing I can do.
Okay, yeah, no problem. So he turns and walks away into the night, and you make a mental note to check out this, maybe what they meant by thin bloods or kindred with small
Yep.
teeth.
Excellent. That's good to find out. Would that cause a willpower point to regen? Or is it not enough info?
Mm, not quite enough info yet.
Okay.
Not quite
Awesome.
enough yet.
Okay, so that's the doctor done for the 3 nights then.
All right, so we'll take John. John, with that which streetwise that I had you roll earlier, yeah, you can easily secure and arrange livestock for the estate. What kind of livestock are you trying to arrange?
Just some goats and sheep.
Goats and sheep.
Fluffy.
Yes, we can arrange goats and sheep for the livestock.
Fluffy.
Stop that.
Did he just bork?
He did. Luckily, I don't think you can hear him, right?
Who's Bork?
Okay.
That's Rudy.
That is Rudy. Yes. So, yeah, you can arrange goats and sheep for the estate. Now the question is, are you just doing this? Or are you discussing it with people?
Oh yeah, I would have discussed it with everyone.
Okay. So, yeah, we've got some goats and sheep for you. How many were you trying to get?
Rudy.
Well, I think like
He's
maybe
so
like
little.
4 female goats. I think we're leaving males for now, but I'm probably going to need male goat further down the line. And about the same for sheep, really. I might call again in a few weeks, but you know, it's what it is. We got a hungry household.
Okay, fair enough.
We keep the grass nice and short.
That is very true. We'll get the legality and all that stuff worked out over the next couple of days. I will get back to you as far as how that manifests onto the estate, because I'll have to check
Ookie dook.
and look into and talk to you guys about getting. Essentially, there will be like some sort of corral and some sort of stable that has goats and sheep in it, but I just want to make sure that I am not overlooking some weird London law about like housing goats and sheep. And
There probably are some laws about it, but if you have a large enough estate, I bet you can get away with it.
that's very true. And you're also kindred, so you're gonna get away with it. It's fine. So yeah, there are some goats and sheep on
He's a proper name.
onto the estate now. They are corralled back farther in the back. Do they run free? Does Fluffy run free? Does
So to interject really quick, they call me Paper, and Twitch chat says, nah, that's in Wales. They're afraid of sheep shagging over there.
Oh gosh.
Fair enough.
Wow, additional fun fact. Me, they call me Paper. You're talking about the big giant mammals, man. Gotta leave that H out of there. No one's shagging whales. No one is shagging whales, I promise you.
I mean, they could try. Oh, lordy. Fluffy!
So Fluffy. Oh, god damn it!
Yes, it worked.
It's stuck.
Son of a bitch.
It happens.
He who shall not be named. Generally, what I like to do is I'll butcher the animals as needs be and just give meat, and then like maybe once every week, if I can find time, I will put one of the sheep in the vehicle, just tie it up, bring Fluffy out, let the sheep go, scare the shit out of it, and then let my cat hunt it down.
Okay, that was what I was asking.
It was really that one.
Basically, are you letting these? Are you
Thank you
letting
for
this
the
mountain
fellow
lion run for you with all
Be
of these
Coggy
sheep
Late
goats
corner.
in-
No. The
Welcome to
cat
the
stays in
crazy
house. It's a house cat.
vampire.
House cat. Okay.
Fluffy is a big ass house cat. Right.
I am assuming that you have a giant ass litter box and all of that stuff as well, and we're not going to go into that.
You should see the little the scratching posts. Man, they get big.
Those are gone very quickly.
And for information, that's our house.
Nice. So, sheep, what were you doing? Zachariah, I know where you want to go, and I am making some notes.
I go to a club to dance.
Ah, you go to a club to dance. Which club do you
What's up,
go
Pete?
to? Do you return to the Electric, which is
Yeah,
farther in
sure.
London?
Yes,
Okay.
I go there. I have time.
Yeah. So, once again, you make your way to this large warehouse-like building. Inside, the base is thumping.
We got
There
kind of
is-
scratching
you can
posts.
see, like,
We
lights and
don't.
stuff
Oh, we can get
through
some
the
thin
windows.
bloods.
And there is a bouncer, and again, a long line at the door. This place seems to be really, really popping for like a Tuesday night, yo.
I would assume the bouncer remembers Laura. If it's the same bouncer, that is. Thinking about
It's
that.
a different bouncer tonight.
Aha.
I try
Ooh.
to get past him looking seductive.
Ooh.
And
Are
not
you
do it in awe.
using... Yes, so turning on awe, going up to them. Hey, what's your name? You're very pretty.
I'm Lara.
Hello, Laura.
Just
Are you on the
trying to
list?
dance.
I will be right back.
Well, not
Uh-huh.
really, but
There's my
an exception from you.
Camera.
Oh, of course, especially for one as beautiful as you. Hey, you got any friends with you tonight?
No, none.
Ah, don't worry, ladies drink free. And then he pulls he opens the little rope partition thing that I can't remember the name of right now, and pulls it aside and lets you enter the club.
Just what inside?
Ah, yes. So strutting inside, you see the throng of bodies covering this dance floor. It is packed in here. There are many, many, many people, and they are all shoved together. You see people dancing very, very closely on the dance floor. There's a DJ up in the back. He is playing some music. Much different than most things that you've heard. Seems to be very, very EDM tonight for sure. There are light shows, fog machines, a couple of bartenders behind a very large bar over to the right side of the room, and it looks like some of the VIP areas are also filled this evening.
Neat.
Neat.
Well, I go dance and check out potential targets.
Ah, so who
Potential
are
targets.
you looking for?
Probably a woman this time.
Ah, probably a woman this time. Okay. So, any specific type, anything like that?
No, not really, just good looking.
Alright.
I see what I can find.
Okay. So, give me a good ol'... Let's go wits plus awareness. let's see what you see. Let's see if you can pick someone out here. Yes, easily. You have a pick of almost anyone you want. There are so many beautiful women here. All you have to do is pick one and go for the taking.
I do that. You can pick whatever kind
Okay.
you want. I don't care.
All right, cool. I didn't know if you wanted to play that out or not. Essentially, yes. You find a beautiful woman, and give me charisma plus subterfuge, please.
Ooh, we got some.
Do I get to add 4 dice for stunning looks and presence?
Add your presence dice.
Oh. Why not my good looks dice?
You can't really add your stunning.
Well, it says for all applicable
Oh,
social
yes,
rolls.
yes. Add 4 dice total because it's all appropriate social rolls. I'm sorry. Yes.
Jesus.
Yeah. Easy peasy. So yes, you have successfully picked her up, charmed her, and where are you going? You're going somewhere alone?
Yeah, a bit. Maybe the woman's bathroom. I mean, that's
Social characters. What's wrong with social
Ah,
characters?
So, very unceremoniously into the.
See, my
We're
character.
going in here. Well, this isn't romantic.
So my character is
Isn't it
trying to
just like,
seduce a married woman
I
because she
suppose.
fits his exact.
And she goes
recipe.
in to kiss you.
So he's fucking with me, making me go last.
let's see. Well, I make out to be fair for a bit.
Like
then
the lady
Okay,
my
perfect.
character's going
How much
after
do-
is basically my wife. like, in real life.
Get back to 1 hunger.
All right, so 2 dots.
Because why not? Because I like redheads.
Wow, you're fantastic. Do you use any sort of like vampiric powers on her, like lingering kiss or anything like that?
That's a good question. I gotta read up on it real quick.
Mhm.
Do I need to pay? Do I need to do a wow shake to use it?
Not at all. So basically, what Lingering Kiss does is it lets you buff a mortal, essentially. After you feed on them, the victim
social
gains a
character in
bonus
East
equal to half
Texas
of your presence
who wasn't
die
rolling less than
to
plus
one
4 for
category
damn.
of dice pools that you choose.
And thank you.
So if you want to,
I seduced her last time,
stronger, a little more,
and I used
charismatic, or like a little
lingering
more
kiss,
insightful,
and I've been sending her
you
flowers
can
over
do
the
that
past
just by
week.
feeding on them. It lasts for a number of nights
Walk
equal
up
to
to
your
her.
presence,
We should see what
So
he
it lasts
does.
on-
I don't know if he's actually going to.
and would be renewed.
Play
if
it
you
out
used
the
it
way
again
I thought-
after
I think
you.
is.
So
I hope he
this
does it.
kind of lets you like.
But I know where
bump
she
up a
lives.
herd of people, essentially. Once it fades, it gives withdrawal, and then they try to do anything to seek that out. It basically makes them an addict.
No, then I don't use it.
Okay.
I did. I used it on mine.
Just being-
Very. Questions of morality in Empire.
nothing
Oh.
about you.
Considering I used it on my last feeding victim.
Oh, yes, you did. Okay, so we are, bam, down to 1 hunger. Do you continue like hanging out the rest of the night around here, seeing what you can get your hands on?
Sure, I like some dancing. Also, I think I get a willpower point back now, right?
Okay, yes, yeah,
What's up, little mom?
for sure.
It is 2012.
Desire right now, or at the start of the next session?
Will either now or the start of your next session. Yes.
What's up, little mom?
I'll just dance a bit. Do some
All right.
crazy dance moves.
Okay, doing some crazy dance moves. Give me. Let's just see how this goes. Give me dexterity plus performance, please. What a wonderful die pool for Toreador.
Can I add 2 for celebrity?
Of course you can, yes.
Oh.
Come on, money.
Woo!
What are those dice?
6 successes. Yeah, you go out on that dance floor and you tear it up.
Shake that ass.
Everyone is starting to crowd around. They are beginning to look at you, and with awe still activated for this scene, they are even more supernaturally drawn to you. So as Lara continues to have a fantastic night, and John has been working his little heart away, securing animals and livestock, and bonding more with his familiars, we go to a Zachariah who has spent these past 3 nights looking for a Maria, who you have her address. It's
I
a
do.
decently sized. It's a modest home. Looks to be maybe 3-bedroom, 2 baths, standard family home. And indeed, she does have a family. She has a husband. As you may have had an Eve drive you around.
Eve?
As you may have had an Eve drive you around, and kind of check out the place. Yeah. It looks like she's living what most people would call the American dream. Husband, 2 kids, white picket fence, 2 cars.
Okay.
She must be paying a fortune in bedroom tax, though.
Marie!
Maria.
What do you do?
So, I think I did message you about sending her flowers over the past week.
Yes. You want to send her flowers, you would have gotten them.
I'm curious to find out what her husband would think.
But there was a challenger husband to a knife fight. Jesus Lord. Her husband might actually win.
I mean, I have.
No, you don't have any melee. Well, you have 1 melee dot. Okay.
And I have a sword. A cane sword.
Do it Game of Thrones style, where you get to pick your champion.
Yeah. John? Fluffy has some food for you.
She doesn't seem to have called or tried to, or at least tried to like get in touch, which is strange. I don't remember you giving her your phone number.
I did not.
Okay.
But I did send flowers after 3 days because, the rule of 3.
Yes. Now, you also used lingering kiss on her.
I did. So, I think, is it still early in the night?
It can be. This can be over any of the 3 days, so yeah, it's up to you.
Okay, yeah, so it'd be early in the night. Have Ebe drive me up, and have some flowers, maybe some chocolates. I don't know, about a wine or something like that, and write my number down on a card and for the flowers, and ask Eve to go up and deliver them whilst I'm still sitting in the car.
Okay. She looks at you as if to say, really? But still does what you ask. She takes the flowers, leaves the car, and walks up to the door, rings the doorbell, and from your vantage point here, Answering the door, you see a small child, probably around the age of 10 years old,
Oh, what a
blonde hair, and he just looks up and smiles, and then turns around and yells and shuts the door in her face real fast. A moment later, the door opens one more time, and you see a man standing there
Okay.
who looks to be her husband.
Okay.
Or at least you can guess that's her husband. He takes the flowers. His eyes go down, Eve turns around and leaves, and the door shuts.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how manly are they? Is he look?
On a scale of 1 to 10, how manly does he look?
Yeah.
I mean, like, I don't know what you mean by that question.
I think he means.
Could he see his
how-
penis?
No, shut up.
Like, how buff is he? Like, is he a
Yeah.
jacked dude? Are you
Yeah.
asking if he is jacked?
Does he look like Chad would be able to smash his face in one punch?
Chad as a person or Zachariah as a person?
Zach.
Zachariah.
If I remember correctly, Zachariah is like a frail old man.
Frail old man. I'm in my 30s.
Like a frail young dude. 6'2", short hairs, all pepper beard. Zachariah might be able to win. I mean, he is a kindred after all. He's immortal. You know, he's like standard dude number 6. He's not like a movie star or anything special. He's just a dude.
Okay, so waiting a few moments. I'd say maybe 10 minutes. Anything happen? Does the phone ring or anything like that?
Nope. Phone doesn't ring. Not at
Well,
all.
so Zachariah will get out of the car and go up and knock on the door. With Eve behind me. New goal, seduce them both. Yes.
Pause for a second.
Oh, no.
Are you sure?
And I was about ready to say, and if you ask me that question, yes, I am committed.
Okay. As you go to the door, give me wits plus awareness, please.
What's plus awareness?
Cool. So you can clearly hear the sounds of screaming from the inside. It sounds as if there is a short domestic dispute going on right now.
We'll ring the doorbell.
As the doorbell rings, there is... One moment.
With all of course, you know.
There is no answer.
I will.
The scuffle continues. Well, not a scuffle, you know. It's not like a knockdown, drag out, like fist fight domestic.
Yeah, it's
They're just yelling at each other.
right. Yeah. If anyone's been in any relationship, you know what this means.
Yes.
I will. Zachariah will pound on the door.
Pounding on the door brings a pause to the voices that are happening inside. And
I'm going to do
hear
this.
footsteps as a clearly very furious man swings the door open. What? Oh, are you the one who sent these?
I am. Good evening.
Good evening. And he shuts the door in your face.
I would like to, as he's trying to do that, like jam the door so it doesn't close.
Jamming with...
Like I don't know, like.
Are you just trying to stick your hand in front of it, or are you just trying to...
just like not shove my way in, but I don't know, like shoulder it so it doesn't close.
Maybe stick your sword cane in the bottom of the door.
I don't want it to snap.
So what's your goal?
Well, I want to see him again, and then I was going to compel him to leave.
Okay, so what's your main goal here?
I want to see Marie.
Because this definitely has the potential to get really, really, really gross.
I want to see Marie, and I want to feed on her because she reminds me of somebody that I lost in the past, and I want to feed on her again. I would say taste her again, but I want to feed on her.
Okay, so give me dexterity plus. Give me dex plus athletics to stop the door, or.
Oh God.
All right, people in chat.
Messy
I
critical.
apologize.
Messy critical. I am sure.
This could get a little bit uncomfortable, so I love you all, and if you need to mute the stream or step away, please feel free to do so.
Hashtag sorry, not sorry.
Hashtag sorry, not sorry.
This is a vampire story,
Okay.
and I am not a good person.
With an E behind you, and as this man goes to slam the door, using your kindred strength and speed, you grab it. And not only do you grab it, it rips off the hinges and slams this man back into the wall. As you hear in your head, and your beast comes forward, gaining a point of hunger. Yeah, we can do that. Go on.
Get on my head.
And he looks up with fear.
Okay. All you had to do, you didn't have to be so mean. I just wanted to say good evening. As I'm standing over him, kind of with a shit-eating grin on my face. As this little 6'2", thinner built guy.
He immediately screams, "Call the police!"
Then I will compel him, I'll look at him, compel him, and tell him to shut up.
Ah, you do. And you hear the scream of a woman from 2 rooms over, as she has heard all of this happen. And you hear her say, "Yes, there's an intruder, there's an intruder."
At this point, has she seen there is Zack?
Is not.
She wouldn't have heard me.
You don't know if she recognizes your voice.
And at that point, I will hear that Zachariah will go into the room looking for her.
Okay, so, he's going to attempt to stop you.
Okay, what do you want?
What are you trying to do? He's going to attempt to grab you.
Well, I did tell him to shut up. Then I will just walk.
He shut up.
Try to walk. I'll try to walk into the room. Because I'm looking for my lady.
Okay. As he attempts to grab you, please give me. Are you trying to dodge? Or are you trying to get out of his way? What are you trying to do?
How is he on the ground? Is he on the ground still?
He is getting up, and as you walk away, he is going to move towards you and attempt to stop you from moving farther into his home.
If he's going to, will I be able to see him? If I'm able to see him, I'd like to take my cane and slam it into him.
If you turn your back, you will not be able to see him.
Leave that on me then. Because if I can see him, I would like to slam a cane into him.
Okay, so we'll make this strength. Give me strength plus melee minus 2 dice.
Strength plus melee. Where the fuck's melee? There it is. And I would like to use a point of willpower to reroll that if I can. Oh, that's a hunger die. No.
Cannot.
Oh,
It's
it's
only a
not.
hunger die. Because we're at 2 hunger and that die pool is 3.
Yeah.
Okay, so this man using some pretty strong adrenaline strength for a human grabs you and manages to actually turn your body back towards the door and shove you. Eve does tend to step into action, but she is still standing outside the door.
Yes.
Watching. These are humans. She doesn't need to take any action for you.
So while this is going on, I can't look at Eve and ask her a little help, please. Then,
Yeah.
I will compel a look at maybe he's not unprepared. Could I try and mesmerize him and tell him to leave the house? Like walk to the closest store. I know he's not unprepared, so it'll be some kind of roll.
You'll have to turn around and grab eye contact, but yes.
I would like to do so.
Okay. Give me, as you turn around and try to lock eyes with this man, give me... Rudy. Give me a Bork. Give me manipulation plus dominate, and make a rouse check, please.
Do you want
As
the,
well.
Do you want the first?
A rouse check first, because that's the activation of the power.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
As this Valley Girl voice comes into your head once again, she is just not letting up tonight. Oh yeah, we can do this. Come on. Just eat him! Hungry. And, intelligence plus resolve for this man. That is that many dice. Manipulation plus dominate, please.
Oops. Alright, manipulate, dominate, manipulate. Fuck. I will use 1 point.
I will save your willpower
Okay.
because
Oops.
you only have 1 die that you can re-roll, and even rolling a 10 on that die will not net you enough successes.
And then, alright, at this point, now that I'm pissed.
He resists. He shakes off your command and says, "Why would I leave my home? You leave. The police are on their way." And indeed, you can begin to hear sirens.
How close do the sirens sound?
They are a little bit off in a distance. They'll probably be there within the next 3 to 5 minutes.
I will say I'm pissed. I would like to.
Yes.
I would. Go ahead.
Can you make me a frenzy check, please?
I will.
Hold on, I have to check the difficulty roll here. Continue with what you are doing, though. Continue.
So Zachariah is pissed now that he's getting shown up by this human. His fangs are going to come out. He's going to drop his cane and attempt to grab him and kill him. And feed off of him and kill him.
This is a fury frenzy.
It is. I am pissed.
So, did you? Okay, so that was a willpower check. This was difficulty 3. Yeah. You go into a frenzy here and try to kill this man in his own home. We're just to avoid the long drawn out conflict of this. Yes, you do so. You will win in a hand-to-hand fight where you do this. And as you drain this man dry, your hunger slates. Your frenzy ends, and you are now left with the body of a dead human man in the middle of his foyer. And to the staircase on the right, you see the eyes of a 10-year-old boy. And you are going to incur a stain from this as well.
Okay.
And lose a point of humanity.
Okay.
Ooh, Maria.
Yeah.
Maria.
And as the sirens get closer and closer, what do you do?
I would make sure to lick the wound closed. To cover that track.
In a frenzy?
It's subsided now, correct?
The frenzy would subside after, yes.
So is there a way to close the wound?
You can I'll let you close the wound. I will be nice and benevolent.
Okay, I will close the wound.
But this is not going to end well.
Look at the child and smile at him with blood dripping down, still dripping down as my fangs subside, and he will
He
leave.
runs back up the stairs, and you hear the crying.
And has Marie come out at all in this?
She has, and she is standing there, crying, screaming as a wife does, and she is just broken.
He will smile at her, and how far away is these sirens? I'm assuming close.
They're too close.
Alright, so he will...
If you stay here longer, you will be caught.
Yeah, so he will smile at her, knowing that it's time to leave, and will say, "See you soon, my dear," and look at Eve and say, "Shall we leave now?" and get back into the car.
Eve turns, walks, and I have not yet made an SPC sheet for Eve. Unfortunately. But, as you leave and as you are pulling out, few police cruisers actually come up and end up behind you. Eve has enough drive to know how to avoid these things, and she looks at you, shakes her head, and continues driving.
Oh, and also I would have picked up my cane while leaving.
So essentially, Zach did all of this in front of a sheriff.
Oh, and she's not a sheriff at this point in time.
All right, okay. Awesome.
This is 2012. Eve is not more than a ghoul in service of Fiorenza at this point in time.
Okay, cool.
And yeah, we would be gone.
Okay. So, we're going to end this session there.
I knew you were going to say that.
You asshole.
I was legit just about to say he's going to leave it on a cliffhanger.
I am covered in blood.
It's going to end there with a so I can pick up the pieces of this
Wow.
of this poor masquerade reaching storyline right now.
John is a beast, but Zach is a monster.
Zechariah is not a nice person.
Yeah, guys. So that
can
was
we-
Can we what?
Can we roll? Like, I've already got a stain. I think at the end of the session I get to roll some dice to see if I feel regret or something.
We will talk about that one later because I'm going to have to double check the rules on that. I know how they are awarded, but I don't quite remember how
Yes.
to fully get rid
All
of
I wanted was that woman. Just all I
I like so
wanted
many games.
was to feed on that woman again.
You basically roll a number of d10s equal to the number of empty stain slots you have, and if you get at least one success, then
That's all I
you lose
wanted.
the stains, and if you get all failures, you lose a humanity.
I just wanted to feed on that woman again, but no. I totally just killed her husband.
Because I noticed
So
you gave
that
me a
is-
stain at some point, so I was like
did.
researching
that.
that.
Was for killing that mortal.
It's kind of an accident. Kind of.
Not me.
Frenzy checks. But yeah, we'll go ahead and end here.
Oh,
we'll talk
man.
about that. I'm going to double check the rules, and I'll have you make.
Well,
the
thank you,
rules
stream.
As far
I
as,
hope
like,
we had an enjoyable
So that's no
stream
problem.
for you guys today.
Darius just had a spanner thrown in the works.
Yeah. So I have to fix my brain. Also, Zachariah, you have like a large amount of stains because of other previous things as well.
Wait, what?
I forgot to add those. You know why?
Well, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, you do. But yes.
No worries. Thank
No,
you
you're
for.
totally fine to take over the chat.
Yeah.
Thanks for hanging
Hope
out
you guys
today,
enjoyed.
guys. There will be more things coming in the works
Yeah.
for this coterie, and I'm sure that there will be no consequences for their actions, and everything's gonna turn out fine.
Yeah.
The only sane person here.
Yes, there is one sane person in this coterie, and that's totally alright.
Hey, John's fairly sane. He just doesn't do that good when he gets to Hunger 4.
I mean, to be fair, all I wanted was to feed on this woman again. That's all I wanted. But no.
You wanted to feed on a married woman in her own house
Mm-hmm.
with her husband and child present,
And?
like a monster.
And
Have you seen Cape Fear?
this is what I wanted, though. So
You're De Niro from Cape Fear.
yes, I'm okay with this.
That was almost a big old yikes.
That is pretty much still a big old yikes.
I wouldn't have killed the kid. There's no way in hell I would have killed the kid. But the husband,
That would have violated.
Well, do you know if you had gone for a kid, it would have just been like, it would have just been totally like that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Here's the thing, though. You did leave a child alive with knowledge of vampires, and I'm pretty sure this is how vampire hunters among mortals are made.
You just created a superhero, dude. Like
A 10-year-old who might not, who,
Yeah.
but he is a 10-year-old kid who just witnessed something horrific. I mean, he's going to be in shrinks forever, and who's going to actually going to believe
I
this?
will just say that you just created Batman.
I haven't taken his mom yet. Keyword yet.
Yeah, that's great.
I'm sure that nothing bad will happen, and faith hunters don't exist.
And there isn't a whole second Inquisition on our tails right now.
And the threat level of the entire city of London did not just raise.
It's okay. It's perfectly okay. I want what I want.
Also, it would be good for you probably if John doesn't find out about this, because he's not really like super happy with people feeding off of women at the best of times. But like what you just did was break a woman's spirit.
Yeah.
That would probably cross a couple boundaries for.
Zechariah was hungry, and it got messy. That's all you guys need to know. One day wants to nom on kind and their kids survive.
Fun time. See you guys next week.
Yeah.
Thanks for hanging out, guys. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, around.
I will have some more vampire games on the way.
But yeah, thank you, stream.
Okay, guys, I have to go. I've got to eat before my next game, so I will see
Yeah.
you guys in a bit.
Yep, yep.
Have fun,
Yep.
James.
Take
See you
care,
later.
James. Bye, everybody.
We will be back
Bye.
here this Friday, or actually next Wednesday. Hazel, did you want to plug your Rob game?
Yeah, sure. On May the 3rd, on All Things Fantasy Grounds, I will be running a one-shot for the All Things Fantasy Grounds cast for Vampire. If you guys want to check that out, it will be announced a little bit more and advertised a little more. So yeah, come see me, come hang out with me as I introduce some more new players into Vampire the Masquerade, and I'm sure that nothing will happen for them, and they will be all fine.
It'll be perfect. But yeah, thank you guys. We will be back here next Wednesday.
That will be on
It's-
the All Things Fantasy Grounds talk show.
Oh, yeah.
It's on twitch.tv
Slash
/Rob2E. So
Yeah.
that is the numeral 2 and the letter E.
Oh, and that will be.
Rob.
What time is it?
It is at 6 o'clock Pacific time. So that will be 9 o'clock Eastern.
9 Eastern. Sunday, May 3rd.
1 a.m. UTC for anyone that is in the Europes or anything like that. So it's a little late for the European folk, but yeah. And there will be the Twitters and all that stuff, and you know.
Yeah.
And I've got some Savage Worlds games happening as well that are coming up, so we'll see how that works.
I'm sad I can't play.
I know. I'm sorry.
It's
I'll
fine.
run more.
It's fine. It's because I have to work. Alright, but I'm gonna tell them bye. We'll be back here next Wednesday, 9 a.m. Central, for more Vampire. And then, Friday nights, we'll be playing session 19 of the Tyranny Dragons, part of Dungeons and Dragons. And then that kicks off the entire crazy weekend. This Saturday will be another 12-hour stream from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. And Sunday from 5 a.m. to noon, I'll be streaming 2 different games. Dungeons and Dragons, of course. And thank you, everybody, for watching. I hope you guys had fun. Thank you for the new players, or the new viewers. And until then, we will see you. Good night.